At first, we close our eyes and we will get in touch with the body of sensation. With our eyes closed, we will check how we put our feet in our shoes on the ground to feel the contact with the ground, how we lay down our legs. We go up to the pelvis and then our back, laid down on the pillows beneath it. We go up to the arm, the position of the arms, and then the head. Check if the head is okay to be like that, or else we can put it to rest on something. We just observe. In this whole body we also have our breath. So now we're going to turn our attention to breathing. We'll try not to bother breathing at first. We just observe. Sometimes it's a little complicated not to intervene. So we will take care of this. We will inhale a little longer and we will exhale a little longer. At the same time, we're going to focus on the path of the air that enters our body. The air that is there around our nostrils that we inhale, and we check the temperature of the air. We are going to learn to feel the air coming down to our lungs. We observe this path of the air, the way it fills the lungs. It lifts the chest, but also lifts the belly and lowers the diaphragm. We just observe that. Also, the ribs on the sides. This air that takes up space throughout the body as if we were a container that is inflated and deflated. We can even feel the air in our omoplates behind, at the level of the pillows in the back. We observe this with this full concentration we're in. But sometimes when you're even in that concentration, thoughts come up. So we look at the thoughts coming up, and sometimes they take us elsewhere. And then in this consciousness of concentration on our body, we come back to better feel the ribs that move, the inspired air, the breathed air. And when we do that, we also listen to the air coming in and the air going out. At the same time as we're doing this, our body really enjoys that. Our body has a great pleasure when we are there, present with him. And you're going to feel that some of the muscles have already started to relax. We will follow this movement. We're going to loosen the muscles of the forehead, like, for example, the fold between the two eyebrows. This is a strategic point of concentration, of reflection. Sometimes we frown like that. So now we release, we make this area smooth. And then we're going to loosen the jaw muscles We loosen our teeth. You can feel that maybe it was a little tense there. The tongue takes its correct place. And between the sensations, we continue to listen to the breath that enters the nostrils. We stand right in front of our silence. Then we check to see if we can loosen our shoulders. They're already a little loosened, and we also check and loosen our hands. When we release our hands, one hand can be a little warmer than the other. Just observe. Or a little heavier. Without just judgment, just feel. And we're going to lay down the pelvis. We observe our body that is really heavy there at this point. This basin that suddenly is heavy, placed on the sofa or somewhere. There you go. And you can feel your breath in your belly. We are going to release our legs. Right down to our feet. We feel our feet in our shoes. Here we are in this body of ours, which is indeed relaxing now. And at the same time, our body is relaxing. It takes us into another space of consciousness. We're no longer quite as before in the outside world, with our senses in relation to each other. Now we're more in our inner world. And we're going to learn to explore this inner world, this space of consciousness, as if we were going down into our own world, in our own body. From this new consciousness, we can observe both the twins, our body, who is the twin brother of the breath. We observe as they work together, and we are in this certain consciousness. Maybe our mind catches us and it presents itself with one of its 8,000 thoughts per minute. That is loud. Bit by bit, inside of this mind, we can stop somehow. And then we look at those thoughts that want to take us elsewhere. They take us either into the past or into the future. But in the present, they don't know how to do that. The mind doesn't know how to do. While our body is here in the present, with this new consciousness that is present. Then we ask ourselves, and we will check by asking ourselves the question, what is my next thought going to be now? And we watch what happens. And when we look at what is happening, we keep listening to the air coming into our nostrils and the air coming out. this twin brother of our material body. This air, this breath that is deeper and deeper and more subtle. There you go. This air, this breath that is deeper and deeper and more subtle. We are in a space of consciousness where we have access to the imagination. And then in the depths of this space, we also have access through this door that is wide open with our world of the unconscious. That's where imagination comes in. And we're going to imagine being in bed at the moment we fall asleep. We lay our body down and we're going to watch each other like in a movie. We look at our body that is lying in bed. Maybe it turns to one side, maybe to the right, maybe to the left. And as we know this is an exercise, there the mind appears that will begin to get excited. So we're going to let the mind get excited and present its 8,000 ways of making ourselves feel a little bit in tension and fear, maybe. We're not able to fall asleep. So we look at ourselves. We look at the facial expression from our level of consciousness, from where we are. Quietly, from where we are, we will be able to say to ourselves, as if we were a split personality, we start listening to the breath in the nostrils, the air coming in, the air sleeping, and then coming out. And while we're doing this, set your mind aside. Put it next to you. So this way you become this body of materia, the twin brother of the breath. We observe this breathing, which becomes deeper and deeper. And we observe the resistances that have such a habit of preventing themselves from doing so. We look at these resistances as barriers, as walls. So slowly we will find ourselves as if we were on the ceiling, looking at ourselves inside the room. We look at this body that is laid there, that has set aside its mind next to itself, as if it was a cell phone, so you can listen to the words that go from right to left without really choosing the sentences that come. We look at the brightness in the room, in the bedroom, and then slowly from that ceiling, we will decide to cross the ceiling in order to leave this apartment. We're going to find ourselves right up there on the rooftops, knowing that in the bedroom downstairs we laid our body down. And with our mind, we will go on a trip, a nice trip, to nourish this space before falling asleep. So we're going to take a look around from that roof. Perhaps we see all the roofs of Paris, and above the sky that is lit by the city. So we decide to climb a little higher, to get back into the night, get out of this light of the city. We're climbing, and then looking down, we're going to see Paris with the Seine. And then we keep climbing, the eyes rather looking upwards. We are able to rise. We're able to see then from time to time, looking down, the region of Paris, the outskirts of Paris, and the forests around. And we keep going up. We see the whole region getting higher and higher. Depending on how fast you go up, you can already see the outskirts of France with the coast, the sea. On the side over there, a little bit further up, a little bit further down. And then the mountains on the other side. We look at this form, at this shape, geographical shape of France and then of Europe. We go up and we go up and we keep going up. Slowly we move away from the earth. If you look a little down, you can still see some lights that may look like diamonds. But we decide to go towards the darkness of the sky or the navy blue of the sky. There you go. Here we are as if caught by this depth, to enter a vastness that we could not imagine without this experience, where everything is far away. We are like weightless right now. And then quietly we will decide to settle on a star. Your star. It's your own star. Everyone has his own star. That's how it is in the imagination of little girls. Let's just do this. We're caught by the brightness of this star. We get close to it, and I don't know how we're going to be able to touch it and then sit on it. There you go. And now we're going to look at everything there is to see all around us from that star. In the depth of the sky, far from everything. If we listen, we can hear our breath again. Then also, and why not, the breath of the star. The breath in the universe. Wherever there is breath, wherever there is a material, there is this twin brother, the breath. We feel pretty good here. From this space, we'll go and check what could we put in place of this fear of not being able to fall asleep. From the star where we're at, we're going to feel everything there is to feel. inner strength, will, security. It's ours. We're home right now, in this depth of the sky, on that star. We'll find an adjective that will counteract anxiety and fear. Maybe like courageous or trustful. Here we are. We will let our inner world present as adjectives who will be able to impose themselves instead of this sentence, to be afraid not to fall asleep. To find one sentence rather in the positive, the other it is in the negative. To mirror the face side or the stack side. And depending on what you want, you present the pile side. But the main thing is to be able to know that there is also the face side. This is what is being created from this star, in harmony, in synchronicity, in synchronization, in breath, as if they were pearls of light that could arrive from the wide open door of the unconscious world to land on this star, so that in the pearls of light the mind cannot know what is in them. To prevent the mind from taking it and dissecting this pearl of light to put it to its benefit. There we will leave them in the body, in this space of consciousness. Our body is the one who knows how to stay in the present moment. He is the one who knows how to go into this deep imagination, into this concentration at the bottom of oneself. Because we feel good right now. We have nothing to do and nothing to think about. We're just with ourselves. Knowing now that all these adjectives from these pearls of light have completely entered into our body, everything there was to take from the star. Our body is the one that knows how to stay in the present moment. It is the one that knows how to go into this deep imagination, into this concentration at the bottom of ourselves. We are feeling really good right now. We have nothing to do and nothing to think about. We are just there with ourselves. Knowing now that all these adjectives from these pearls of light have completely entered into our body. Everything there was to take from the star was given to us in its full brightness, in its splendor, with this kind of peace and also this cheerful side. To be there, it's a pleasure just to be there. All this together that causes a state of love emanating from this joy of being there with oneself. This is to be found in this depth of all the qualities. We're able to put a certain tranquility inside now that is necessary. We will take a few moments to enjoy this space. Fill yourself with this extraordinary experience put it in a gift package. And this gift, you can take it with you. You're able to rediscover it whenever it will be useful. Since now you know the way. Now slowly we'll say goodbye to that star that gave us exactly what we needed. With all the pleasure we had making this trip. And slowly we're leaving. We're going to leave the stars, your star, and this depth to plunge back to Earth, to this planet that is there, knowing that we can return to this star whenever we want, at the speed of a thought. And then again we turn our head, our eyes to the ground, and we go down. Maybe we go through clouds. Sometimes you don't want to. You're right where you are. But we're going to experiment this. Everything this star could bring us. We go down to find ourselves again in front of the earth. We look around at the sea, at the water, and then we see the brightness of this earth and what emanates from where we are. And then we keep going down to head towards Europe. See the color differences, the coastline. Quietly, we get back to this region, the region around Paris in France. We take a last look at this whole magnificent universe, and then we dive in again, down to Paris. We are trekking the building where we left our body. Here we are again on the roof with this full consciousness. We penetrate the ceilings, and here we are again at the ceiling of our room. We look at this body lying there. We look at the relaxed facial expression, deeply relaxed. We're right there, confident. And slowly we then return to this body. There you go. Quietly feel again the edges and corners of the body, the density, and then our twin brother, the breath. At the same time that we're there, we will check all the benefits that we have recovered by being in this other space of consciousness, and all this capacity now that we can apply as soon as we go to sleep the next time, with confidence. Then slowly we come back to this room by first checking the temperature difference between our two hands. And then we move our fingers a little. We move our feet too in our shoes. And then we take a deep breath. There, we completely get back into our body. We will stretch and then also check the taste you have in your mouth. Rub your face, feel your skin, the air temperature.